Have you ever been laughed at? Just because people thought you couldn't do something? Have you ever felt that sting? When the world doubts you, mocks you, and treats your dream like a joke? This is the story of a boy who lived through that pain. Everyone laughed at him, until the day he proved them all wrong. His name was Daniel. Daniel wasn't born into a rich family. He didn't have special talents. He was just an ordinary boy in an ordinary small town. But Daniel had a dream. He wanted to run, not just in the school playground, not just in his street. He wanted to run like the great athletes he saw on TV. He wanted to compete in races, wear that medal around his neck, and make his family proud. There was only one problem. Daniel was slow. In fact, he was the slowest runner in his entire class. Every sports day, every race, every time he tried, he always finished last. And the other kids? They laughed. They laughed so loud he could hear their voices echo in his ears even after the race was over. Why even bother running, Daniel? You'll never win. You're just wasting time. At first, Daniel tried to laugh with them. He pretended it didn't hurt. But inside he was breaking. One day, after losing yet another race, Daniel walked home with his head down. His shoes were covered in dust, his heart heavy. He wanted to quit. He wanted to throw away his dream. But when he reached home, his mother noticed his sadness. "Daniel," she said softly, "why are you so upset?" He hesitated, then whispered, "Mom, maybe they're right. Maybe I'll never be a runner. Everyone laughs at me. Maybe I should just stop." His mother knelt beside him. She looked straight into his eyes and said something Daniel would never forget. "Son, people laugh because it's easy. But proving them wrong, that's hard. And that's why it matters." Those words hit him like lightning. Prove them wrong. That night Daniel made a decision. If he was going to be slow, then fine. But he would be the slowest runner who never gave up. He would train when nobody was watching. He would run when others were sleeping. And one day, just one day, he would silence every laugh. The very next morning, Daniel woke up before sunrise. The streets were empty, the world still quiet. He put on his old sneakers and started running. At first, he could barely run a few minutes without gasping for air. His legs burned. His chest hurt. His body wanted to stop. But Daniel remembered his mother's words, proved them wrong, and he pushed on every morning before school, every evening after homework, day after day, week after week. While other kids played video games, Daniel ran. While others laughed at him, Daniel sweated in silence. There were no cameras, no applause, no medals, just the sound of his heartbeat and his footsteps hitting the ground. Slowly, something began to change. His breathing got better. His legs grew stronger. His speed improved. But the world still didn't notice. At school, he was still that slow boy. Nobody knew what he was becoming. Months later, it was time for the annual school sports day, the same race Daniel had lost every year. As the boys lined up at the starting line, Daniel heard the familiar whispers. "There he is. Last place, Daniel. Get ready to lose again." The whistle blew. The race began. At first, Daniel was behind, like always. The laughter began again. But this time, something was different. His legs didn't feel weak. His lungs didn't feel heavy. He had trained for this moment. He had prepared for this. Halfway through the race, Daniel started catching up. One boy, then another, and another. The crowd went silent. The laughter stopped. Was this really happening? With every step, Daniel pushed harder. He remembered every insult, every laugh, every time they told him he couldn't, and he used it as fuel. Finally, in the last stretch, Daniel sprinted with everything he had, his arms pumping, his heart racing, and then the impossible happened. He crossed the finish line first. The crowd gasped. Teachers stared. And the kids who had laughed? They stood frozen, mouths open, no words to say. For the first time in his life, Daniel wasn't the slow boy. He was the winner. After that day, no one laughed at Daniel again. But you know the most powerful part? Daniel didn't just prove them wrong. He proved himself right, because the truth is, people will laugh at your dreams. They will call them impossible. They will try to make you doubt yourself. But their laughter doesn't define you. Your effort does. Your persistence does. Your belief does. Daniel's story teaches us one simple lesson. You don't need to be the fastest, the smartest, or the strongest from the start. You just need to be the one who refuses to give up. So the next time someone laughs at your dream, smile quietly, and remember Daniel. Because when you keep going, when you train in silence, when you stay consistent, one day you'll cross your finish line too. And when that day comes, the world won't be laughing anymore.